Not my favorite reality TV show, giving us two back-to-back filler episodes. Let's talk about it, y'all. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Married to Medicine. This is season 10, episode 5, and I really feel like this was another filler episode, y'all. I know that this moment with Phaedra and Quad was supposed to give us drama and thespian and theater, darling. But the moment kind of fell flat to me, and we're going to chat about it. We're going to talk about why. Let's just go through the motions, okay? So the first scene, we have a scene with Phaedra and Heavenly meeting up at Quad's house, and Quad let Heavenly know that she was hurt to see Heavenly hugged up on Lateasha on the gram. Heavenly apologized, and that was kind of that. And, you know, the past few years, I've been feeling like there is something really strange and off about Heavenly and Quad's friendship, but I feel like something about them in this episode kind of reminds me of like the way sisters get into it. Sisters are gonna love on each other and be friends one day, and then they'll fight the next day and have a falling out, and then they'll get back good. So I feel like they truly have like some type of sisterly bond where they just get into it every now and again, because Heavenly be doing a lot sometimes. I like Heavenly. I'm a big Heavenly fan, right? But I also understand why Heavenly is such a polarizing figure on this show, because her mouth is absolutely crazy, but they were able to move on, and that's all fine and well. All right, so next up we have a scene with Jackie, and she is at her office. As you all know, she's an OBGYN, and she is having another scene with the brat, who is 48 and big pregnant, is so cute. And Jackie is discussing the higher mortality rates that Black women face due to racial discrimination, of course. And it's always good to see Jackie and these women in work mode. We love to see the doctors doing what they do because it's Married to Medicine after all. It's something refreshing. It's something that we don't really get to see on TV. And it's just really cool to see Black doctors doing their thing. Personally, I think I would go to Dr. Simone over Dr. Jackie. Not that I think that Dr. Jackie has bad bedside manner or anything like that, but Simone is just one of my favorites on the show. So I think I would, choose Simone over Jackie. If Jackie was available, I would absolutely still go to her. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But ladies, drop down in the comments and let me know how you feel about this. Would you go to Dr. Simone? Would you go to Dr. Jackie? Which one are you leaning towards? Next up, we have a scene with Simone and Cecil, and they're discussing their children once again. And I feel like this topic keeps coming up because Simone is so frustrated that her child is about to go into, their 5th or 6th year in college. And here's my thing. I know in the last review, I mentioned that Black people seem to have an issue with generational wealth and the idea that we want to push our kids out in the streets as soon as they turn 18. This is not the case here. I definitely think that Simone and Cecil need to get on the same page. I don't know what Cecil does for work. Can somebody drop down in the comments and let me know, what does Cecil do for a living? I have no idea. But it just seems like Cecil wants to enable his 2 sons to be bums. And the thing about enabling your sons to be bums is that they go from their mother's house being bums, and then they'll go and meet a woman and then take that bum behavior to the woman's house. So there has to be a sense of independence established for the boys, and I understand Simone's frustration. I don't feel like she's trying to kick them out, push them out, or anything like that. But she wants to see them making some type of move, some type of effort. These kids have had a silver spoon in their mouth. They've grown up with a silver spoon. They have a lot of privilege. And it just seems as though there's a lack of motivation, a lack of ambition, a lack of drive. And I get how that can be incredibly frustrating for a parent. Me, when I graduated high school, I was like, I chucked up the deuces. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. My mother's job relocated to Texas when I was going to 10th grade. So I finished 10th grade through my senior year in Texas. And as soon as I was done with high school, I moved right back to Brooklyn, got like a real salary job. I mean, I've been working since I was 15. In the city of New York, state of New York, you are legal to work when you are 15 years old. I had my first gig, I was 15. I had my first salary job when I was 18 years old. I was working at a psychiatric hospital. I was out of there. I was making good money. Now, mind you, rent at the time, I had my first studio apartment when I was maybe 18, 19. Rent at the time was $700 for a studio apartment. Times are a lot different, wages are a lot different, and so is the cost of living, but it just doesn't seem like her boys are motivated to do anything. And for me, it's like, I wish I had that leg up so I could kind of have the freedom to move around and figure out what I wanted to do as opposed to just sitting around. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. I feel like if you look at the numbers, Black women are a lot more ambitious. I mean, Black women are the number one educated group in this country. Black women are the number one entrepreneurs and small business owners in this country. Go ahead and look up the numbers. I'm not capping or nothing like that. I'm not trying to come down on Black men, but I'm just saying, like, what's the tea? Like, what's the scenario? Like, why is there such a disparity between these two groups? I feel like there's a lot of enabling. I feel like there's a lot of women who are willing to take in a man and take him in as her child. That's a conversation for another day. Let's just move on, okay? We have a scene where Phaedra is driving around with her butler and she's handing out invitations to this rebirth and resurrection event that she is throwing. Phaedra is a mortician and, you know, whatever, I guess. Toya is hosting an IV drip wellness party for the ladies. We learn about Lateasha's fertility issues a bit more. And we also learn that Phaedra did not invite Lateasha to the rebirth and resurrection event, okay? So the ladies pull up to the funeral home and Phaedra reminds Lateasha that she wasn't invited. I did think that was funny. I thought it was hilarious, actually. Phaedra gives a little speech and a white casket rolls down the middle of the church. Quad pops out of the casket. She asks the ladies if they can all move on and bury the strife and turmoil that they have between them. She lands on Heavenly, and Heavenly lets us know she has a problem with nobody in the room, but she wants to know why Lateasha took her name off of the wedding guest list. Lateasha says, "You were talking shit about me and my husband, talking against our marriage." She says that Heavenly told her that she went upside Damon's head with the frying pan, and they start going back and forth. And then all of a sudden, Lateasha jumps up like she wants to fight Heavenly, and Heavenly lets her know, "Look, I'll whoop your ass like your mama should have done." And this didn't need to happen. Like, Lateasha, stop jumping up to act like you gonna fight somebody, because you really gonna get those hands, and I feel like you're gonna get embarrassed. You already embarrassed yourself once. I think you need to relax. Like, you came into this group knowing how these women get down. They're very quick at the mouth. They're very shady. I feel like people who always are jumping up and ready to fight, they're not smart. Similar to Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, if you don't got the mouth, if you're not quick here, then don't come on these shows. I feel like a lot of men kind of go into violent mode when they feel like they are having like some type of verbal spar with women as well, and they can't keep up with the woman. They want to like resort to the hands. They want to resort to violence. So I hate it whenever there is a domestic situation and, you know, a woman is getting hit on and everybody wants to be like, "Oh, she probably got a smart mouth." That does not give somebody a reason to put their hands on you. You get what I'm saying? So just get smarter. Just get quicker in your responses. I don't know, Lateasha, maybe you should have hired some gays to help you with some responses to have for these women in the event that they started verbally sparring with you. You get what I'm saying? And you got all this mouth for Heavenly, you got all this mouth for everybody else. Not only that, it's like you want to jump up to try to fight your sister. You want to jump up to try to fight Heavenly. I hope you jumping up to try to fight Dr. Gregory when he eventually comes to get you. Because we already know that he dragged Quad down the steps. So I don't know why you think you're going to be immune from that. But we're not going to touch on that. We're not going to go there, y'all. Let's just move it right along, right? Now, we finally get to where Quad addresses Toya. And Quad asks Toya if they can put the strife and the turmoil behind them. And I really feel like this was the wrong move with Toya specifically. Because they have had such a tumultuous past, I feel like it would have been more appropriate for Quad to pull Toya to the side and say, hey, listen, I would really like to resolve things with you, but here is where I'm going to hold myself accountable for the things that I've said and the things that I've done in the past. How can we move forward? I think that would have been more appropriate. I just feel like the way Quad went about this was really aggravating to Toya, and I could sympathize and empathize with Toya in this situation, even though like traditionally Toya is not my favorite on this show. Like I have not liked Toya for a very long time, and this is the first season where I'm like, am I kind of seeing it for Toya? Like, what is going on? And the thing is, when I watch these shows, for the most part, I try to start the season with a clean slate. The only show that I'm not really allowed to do that with is Potomac, because the women carry the old shit from previous seasons into the new season. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just felt like Quad was not willing to hold herself accountable. But I did think it was funny that they had, you know, a repass and everything like that. I don't know. This whole resurrection and rebirth thing, I don't know. I get what Phaedra was going for. I get what Phaedra and Quad were going for. But it was a little bit of a flop to me because, I don't know. It just didn't land for me. I'm not sure why it didn't click. Even though I like theatrics and I like drama, whenever, you know, the ladies are good for TV and they can drum something up that's really like interesting and different like this, I just don't think that this landed. You know what I mean? One more thing I want to ask. Why is Dr. Alicia here? It's been 5 episodes and I don't understand what she's giving, what she's bringing to the situation. The only thing that we've seen her really do is jump up on the table when she was reenacting how clownish and foolish and how beastie Lateasha was acting in the episode before that rather. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. I really feel like the next episode is really when we're going to get to the nitty gritty, but that's what I'm waiting for. But y'all, drop down in the comments, let's chat. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. It's a free way of supporting my channel, and it shoots my content out to other viewers so that they can give me a click and a view just like you all discovered me. All right, so I will see y'all for the next one. Peace. I've been all in my phone, I got options, and I don't wanna tell you to drop it.